Edinburgh is perfectly placed for exploring a wealth of local gems. From snooping around ancient palaces to sailing to an uninhabited island to go puffin watching, here are some of the best days out from Edinburgh, all of them accessible by bus or train. 1. Rosslyn Chapel. Just 7 miles south of Edinburgh lies the peaceful village of Rosslyn, home to the late Gothic Rosslyn Chapel, made world famous by the Da Vinci Code. Often described as a Bible in stone, thanks to its ornate carvings and detailed sculptures, the chapel sits on the fringe of Rosslyn Glen, a stunning gorge rising from the banks of the North Esk River surrounded by ancient woodland and the ruins of Rosslyn Castle. Rosslyn is also famed for being the birthplace of Dolly, the world's first cloned sheep, created at Rosslyn Institute in 1997, and there's a good gastropub, the original Rosslyn Inn, for a post-exploring lunch. How to get to Rosslyn Chapel. From Edinburgh city centre, take the Lothian 37 bus from Princes Street or North Bridge. The journey takes around 45 minutes. 2. Stirling. Stirling's beautifully preserved old town is a treasure trove of historic buildings and cobbled streets. The castle is encircled by the picturesque backwalk footpath, winding up to the ramparts which have amazing views for miles around. Clearly visible is the brooding Wallace Monument, a strange Victorian Gothic creation honoring the legendary freedom fighter of Braveheart fame. Nearby is Bannockburn, scene of Robert the Bruce's pivotal triumph over the English in 1314, and a heritage centre aims to bring the battle to life. Other worthwhile attractions include the Old Town Jail, but you'll easily spend a few happy hours wandering the Old Town. Below, the retail-oriented modern Stirling doesn't offer the same appeal. How to get to Stirling. Regular trains leave Edinburgh Waverley and take 40 minutes. 3. Loch Lomond and the Highlands. For a one-day excursion, Loch Lomond is probably the furthest you'll get to the Highlands. Given their proximity to Scotland's biggest cities, the villages of Balloch and Luss get pretty crowded in summer. The eastern shore, which is followed by the West Highland Way long-distance footpath, is quieter and offers a better chance to appreciate the loch away from the busy main road. The loch is central to the wider national park area, which is full of forests, hiking trails and cycle paths. How to get to Loch Lomond. The journey takes 2 hours by car. To go by public transport, you'll have to first get the train to Glasgow, then connect to Balloch. 4. The Helix. The 30 m tall kelpies, mythical water-dwelling, horse-like creatures, were created by Scottish artist Andy Scott and are the largest equine sculptures in the world. Surrounding these magnificent silver beasts forged in stainless steel is the Helix, a vast area of parkland featuring 500 kilometers of connected paths, a lagoon with canoeing and kayaking, an extension to the Forth and Clyde Canal, a play park, visitor centre and café. While you're in the area, don't pass up the chance to see the Falkirk Wheel, a feat of 21st century engineering and the only rotating boat lift in the world. How to get to the Helix. 25 minutes by train from Edinburgh Waverley to Falkirk High, then 40 minutes by bus 3 to the Helix. 5. Linlithgow Palace. One of the most popular days out from Edinburgh is Linlithgow Palace, the birthplace of Mary Queen of Scots, 1542, and her father, James V, 1512. Now a majestic ruin overlooking an extensive park beside Linlithgow Loch, the royal palace was constructed over 2 centuries by Stuart kings before eventually being burnt by a great fire in 1746. Explore the palace and grounds, have a picnic by the loch, and enjoy the splendid views from Queen Margaret's Bower to the Forth Bridges. How to get to Linlithgow Palace. Regular trains run from Edinburgh Waverley to Linlithgow. The palace is 10 minutes walk from the station. 6. Jupiter Artland. An outstanding sculpture park and art gallery set in the 100-acre estate of 17th-century Bonington House, Jupiter Artland was a finalist for Museum of the Year in 2016 for good reason. The work is of international standing, with site-specific pieces by Charles Jenks, Ian Hamilton Finlay, Phillida Barlow, Anish Kapoor, Cornelia Parker, Nathan Coley, and Andy Goldsworthy strewn across the landscape and hidden in the woodlands. A stellar day out, with a fantastic café to boot. Normally open from May to October. How to get to Jupiter Artland. Catch a X27 bus. The journey takes 35 minutes. Get off at Coxydean, Jupiter Artland bus stop. 7. Inchcombe Island. Known as the Iona of the East, Due to its similarity to the beautiful Hebridean Island on the west coast, Inchcolm is just 6 miles from Edinburgh. Considered the most beautiful of the Firth of Forth Islands, it's famed for its wildlife including seals, puffins, and many other seabirds, a beautiful 12th-century abbey that is said to be the best preserved collection of monastic buildings in Scotland, and a fascinating collection of wartime fortifications. How to get to Inchcolm? Take the Maid of the Forth ferry, which runs 3-hour boat trips to Inchcolm including 1.5 hours on the island itself. Sailings depart daily from Hawes Pier in South Queensferry. To get to Hawes Pier, catch the frequent train from Edinburgh Waverley to Dalmeny Station, South Queensferry. The journey takes 15 minutes. 8. East Lothian. East Lothian borders Edinburgh to the east and boasts 40 miles of stunning coastline, rolling countryside, the Lammermuir Hills, and some of Scotland's best links golf courses. Walk or cycle a coastal stretch of the John Muir Way, a 134-mile route starting from Dunbar, where the great conservationist was born in 1838. Beach lovers are spoilt for choice with exceptional sandy beaches at Yellow Craig, which looks out to the 1885 lighthouse on Phaedra Island that inspired Robert Louis Stevenson's Treasure Island, Ghislaine Bents, and Tyninghame, access through woodland and perfect for wild camping. The seaside town of North Berwick is a must, with incredible views of the Base Rock, home of the world's largest colony of northern gannets, quirky cafes, shops, and lobster shack, selling fresh seafood caught off the boats in the harbour. How to get to East Lothian? Regular trains from Edinburgh Waverley to North Berwick take 33 minutes. Or hire a car and drive down the coast in 30 minutes, exploring the pretty villages and beaches of Ghislaine, Yellow Craig, and Tyninghame on the way. 9. Glasgow. Forget the old rivalry between Scotland's two major cities. No trip to Edinburgh is complete without a visit to Glasgow. Scotland's biggest city is all about great art, music, style, shopping, and warmth. Marvel at the grand Victorian architecture, go shopping on Buchanan Street, eat out in hipsterville Finnieston, and visit some of the best museums in Scotland. The magnificent Kelvingrove and the futuristic Transport Museum designed by visionary architect Zaha Hadid. It's well worth staying overnight to experience some of the city's famed nightlife and music scene too. How to get to Glasgow from Edinburgh? Trains from Edinburgh Waverley to Glasgow Queen Street, every 15 minutes, taking 50 minutes. How to drink whiskey in Scotland? Scottish whiskey is known as the water of life. Learn about this historic spirit and blend your own at distilleries across the country. Make it happen. Anyone can join a whiskey blending masterclass at the Glengoyne Distillery, from £75. Thirsty for more? Flip through the Global Distillery Tour to explore more bars and distilleries in over 30 countries. This article was first published in August 2017 and was last updated February 2021. Get more travel inspiration, tips and exclusive offers sent straight to your inbox with our weekly newsletter.